the 40 state governors and cabinet members, I thank you so much for being on this meeting. Again, Biafrans are not terrorists. I don't know how much I can emphasize that. We are protecting our people. We must continue to protect our people from the reintegrated terrorists that was brought into Nigeria, into Biafra land by the Nigeria state, headed by Tinubu and Christopher Musa. The Fulani terrorists that are marauding, that are everywhere in our land, they are the real terrorists. And you cannot suppress us by using those words. Oh, they are engaged into a terrorism act. Our people, we are the people. The Monday sit at home in Biafra land is a voluntary act. Voluntary by Biafrans. It is a form of our referendum to say we do not want to live and cohabit with a country that integrates ISIS, Islam into the country. Finland, maybe you didn't understand all this. You just did a one-sided case. Simon, and I shame on you. I want to let the county chiefs and the county heads and the governors know you must continue to build your state, the 40 states in Biafra land. The commissioners, some of you have had the reports. I thank you so much for what you do every day to ensure that all the different areas in your state is moving fast and accordingly. The United States of Biafra government will be conducting their first formal election in few states in Biafra land that are ready, hopefully around October, November of this year. This is the only election that will be allowed in Biafra land. The election by any of the 40 states in Biafra land. We are a sovereign nation. We cannot allow a country that is forcefully occupying Biafra land to conduct election in our land. So I thank the state governors that already declared their interest fully ready for the election in their state. In the next few weeks, more information will be rolled out on the conduct of this election in Biafra land. I want to let everyone listening to me to know that a federal court in Canada has declared Nigeria's APC-PDP as a terrorist organization. And it does not matter whether APGA, whether you're a labor body, all of them, anyone who at one point in time have belonged to any of those parties, you are a terrorist. And we will not allow that in Biafra land. The only elections that we will allow is the one conducted by Biafrans. I want to also use this opportunity to let Biafrans know that our survival whistle has landed. Yes. Yeah. We are very, very happy. We got over 5 million survival whistles that landed to Biafra land a few days ago. Many of them, we started the distribution process. And again, I know family, the last time we talked about yes, somebody asked, I hope that the Prime Minister appeal case has been submitted. Yes, he has 7 days to submit. And then, yeah, that has been done. Biafrans, do not be moved. Do not be moved. Our Prime Minister will join us very, very soon. He's not a terror. Do not mind what Finland is talking about. From me, I know we talked about the protocols for the survival whistle. I mean, imminent danger, 1 sound, and then the other one, 2 sounds, and all that.
Yeah. Now that It's arrived. Perhaps on Saturday, I'm going to have to go through it.
Awesome. Okay.
To everyone.
Okay, great. So we still, the state governors and the people that are involved, I know there is a committee, the United States of Biafra Whistle Committee. I think most of them, they've gone to work to finalize all the other processes that has to do with the trainings, how to use the whistle, what number to blow to make sure that we protect our land from the reintegrated terrorists brought by the Nigerian state. Again, this is the first time, I believe the whole Nigeria and the whole Biafra, we have a form of an emergency alert system. We call it a local emergency alert system, which we never had. With all the money that Nigeria is milking from Biafra land and shipping overseas, there is nothing like 911 that works with Biafra land. If you are confronted with emergency in your homes, you are left to your own fate. You cannot call for no help, no phone number to call, no phone line to call, nothing. You are on your own. Not anymore. Our survival whistle is going to help Biafrans to alert other Biafrans when they are in danger. Because our land is currently filled with reintegrated terrorists brought by the Nigerian state. And we've already peacefully told them to leave our land. I am using this opportunity again now to tell them to leave Biafra land. Because we are a sovereign state. So the survival whistle, we help Biafrans because we are a sovereign, to alert other Biafrans when they are in danger, so that somebody can come to their rescue. A lot of our innocent Biafrans have been attacked. Many of them have been arrested by the Nigerian DSS, dungeon, Nigerian police, Nigerian military. They take them away. They go to their homes and they take them away, and we never see them again. Thousands of innocent Biafrans have been killed by the Nigerian military and police. We don't want that to continue. The survival whistle is one way that we can use to alert our community, our family members, that our lives are in danger. And they will come to save and help us. We will be using our survival whistle. We will also be using our survival whistle to protect our land from the terrorists brought by the Nigerian state. I want to use this opportunity to tell the county heads, the governors, to continue to build your state, not only on the commissioners' angles, on the defense angle, from the state to the county, to the district, to the world. We must continue to protect our land. That is the only way the Nigerian terrorist state will leave our land. We've already written to them peacefully to leave. They refused. We've notified them several times peacefully, including their embassies across the world. It's been published on several local and international newspapers that the United States of Biafra government, with all its territories in the 40 states, is a sovereign state. Yet Nigeria, in some places, has refused to withdraw their military and police from our land. Nigeria will leave Biafra land because we are a sovereign nation. You need to leave Biafra land because we are an independent nation. You are currently occupying a foreign land. We will use every means acceptable, both on international and local law, to ensure that our land is protected. So the county chiefs, the county heads, ensure that all the counties are fully protected and all the defense mechanisms are fully established in your state to stop the killing of your people. I want to ensure that the state governors are working collaboratively with all the indigents of the states to be able to raise the money you need to protect your land in any way that is okay for you to protect your land from the terrorists that are being sent by the Nigerian state. The international humanitarian law is a course that almost thousands of Biafrans have been taking, and they know when, how, where to use it. I thank all the state governors that have been doing the fundraising to protect their state from the reintegrated terrorists of the Nigerian government. Continue to do what you do. Continue to protect your people as a sovereign nation. Nigeria must leave Biafra land. We will use every means within the legal parameters to ensure Nigeria leaves our land. Because the United States of Biafra is a sovereign state, it's a sovereign nation. The final thing I wanted to address today before I allow the cabinet members and those that have questions to ask is, we want to let everyone know that there is only one government in the United States of Biafra, in the whole Biafra land, among the whole indigenous people of Biafra. There is only one government, led by our own Nnamdi Kanu and our Prime Minister Simon Egger, and my humble self, Dr. Ngozi Orogweze. Any other thing from anywhere, from any corner, is a distraction. I want to encourage Biafrans to not be distracted by any other thing. What they do is what we call distraction. But they know what they do is illegal. What they do has no basis. What they do has no legal backing. They have no document. They have nothing. So any of them telling anyone, anywhere, that they have any legal backing to what they're doing, they're deceiving the person. The Conflict Resolution Committee was formally dissolved by a well-constituted Ricky Cabinet members meeting on November 2024 with a vote of about 21 to 9. There is nothing like CRC. Anyone functioning, operating under anything, CRC, BGC, advisory, has no legal standing in Biafra land today. No legal basis. Do not let them distract you. What they're doing is a distraction that some Biafrans, like those that went to Finland to bear witness against our Prime Minister, that's what they do. Those people, they will tell you that they want Biafra. It's not everybody that said they want Biafra that you have to listen to. Many of them are distractors, selfish, just looking for what they will get. So anything, anybody, under anything CRC has no basis. And I'm calling on them at this point to stop whatever they are doing. Because they do not represent anybody. They do not represent the Biafran people. Even though Biafran people have rejected them, they need to stop the destruction. That destruction they have, it can never lead them anywhere. It's a promise. Because you cannot operate from a fraudulent premise. CRC was dissolved, you have no basis to go and put yourself together again to form another CRC to appoint somebody else to lead you. You have no legal standing. You're just deceiving yourself. All the legal documents for the United States of Biafra, for our new nation, all these distractors, they don't have anything. Go and check. Their name is not in the Biafra Constitution. United States of Biafra Constitution. It's not in the declaration except where they signed. It's not in the Biafra monetary policy. It's not in, again, nowhere. All they are doing is distract. And we are not going to allow them. But are we going to stop them? No, they will not stop. Because even when they got instruction from the Prime Minister, they will stop. But the thing that will stop them will come and stop them. And we are not going to be concerned about changing somebody, but we can change how we respond to these individuals. So nothing like CRC. There's no legal basis for their stand. The Biafra Republic government in exile is a continuum of the United States of Biafra government. I was the chief of staff of the Biafra Republic government in exile, and no one can do anything in Britain without my approval. In the absence of our Prime Minister, and in the absence of one in Africa. That Bricky document has been bastardized, has been changed, has been amended in so many ways, in different ways, as if it's somebody's private business. But I'm not bothered by that. The Africans are not bothered by that. But such documents have no basis, no legal standing in what we do. They don't have any document. So they can deceive their lives all they can. They can deceive their lives any way they like, but I know, I'm telling you, they have nothing. They're just on their own sharpery, making noise, constituting nuisance on social media. We have the United States of Biafra Constitution. Anyone that tells you anything that there's one bylaw existing somewhere, these have no standing, no legal standing for our new nation that was declared on November 29th, 2024 in Latin Finland. So those of you that they keep deceiving, you can continue to be deceived. But I'm just telling you the illegality of what you do and the time you are wasting following people who has nothing to offer to you. So that is the last thing I wanted to address today. And on that note, I'm going to hand it over back to Family cabinet members. If there's first, we're going to take talk from any of the cabinet members present, and then we can go to the county chairs and then the governors. If they have any question and comment, we do that in the next, we will round up this meeting exactly by 4 p.m. in the next 20-something minutes, we will close. Thank you so much, Honorable Patricia. Family, go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, the dad just walked up. The dad just came. He's walking up to the front door. The dad,
Go ahead.
Hello, brother. Okay. All right. Thank you for that update and all that we're supposed to know. And then the whistle arrival. So for the whistle arrival, we're going to talk about that. We're going to go through it one more time in the process of using it on Saturday during the fundraising. Thank you. Welcome one more time to all the honorables in the House, the governors, the cabinet members, the commanders, and then everyone. Welcome. Well, it's all about Finland. Finland this, Finland that. If Finland hopes to use the head of our prime minister for whatever business they're doing with Nigeria, it's not going to work. The gods do not eat or accept a sacrifice for Nwadiara. And that's what our prime minister is. So if Finland and the Nigerian government are hoping going to use the head of our prime minister, I tell you, Nigeria government and the heads of their recalcitrant, corrupt leaders are the ones that you're going to use for sacrifice by the little gods, what I call Omon Piam Piam Mo. That is not even their adults, not even their dogs. The Omon Piam Piam Mo. That's what's going to eat the sacrifice that we're going to use Nigerian government and the heads of their criminal leaders to perform. Finland has no credible evidence whatsoever to convict or prosecute our prime minister. You cannot prosecute a freedom fighter. It is the freedom fighters' inalienable rights, quote unquote. We are using the legal means for our freedom. He who associates with a terrorist is by extension a terrorist, because the Nigerian government has the blood of Biafrans, and Finland is moisturizing that bloody hand and then have a relationship with them. No wonder they're falling to the valley. They are, you see, they are ranking on the abuse of human rights. So each and every one should be strong, nothing mega. But USB, we're banner, and we are really doing things. For the governors, I'd just like to mention one more time about you scheduling or preparing for state fundraising. Is very, very necessary. I know a lot of the states have done their state raising, their state fundraising for the defense or security. If you haven't done yours, please, you need to. And if you need any help or any advice, you call on the other governors, and then I'm always here for you. Let me reiterate one more time. Whatever you get, whatever contributions that you receive, is all yours. It's all for the state, 100%. All I need is that I need your financial secretary to give me a record of what you got. I'm not going to be keeping the receipts for them, but I need a record with the receipt so that I just have a copy and then follow up to monitor what it is, what you got, and then how you're spending it. We know the woes and then the stories of the previous people, administrators, the governors, and their financial secretaries that just, took off with whatever they got. And then you call them, you don't get anything from them. That time is gone. This is the time of accountability and transparency. It is absolutely necessary so that we know. And then also the federal is trying our best. You know, we have 40 states. A lot of the states don't have much coming. But if we take care of everybody, it is the responsibility of the government to take care of the haves and have-nots. And then let me also tell you that on Saturdays when we do the general fundraising, we ensure that it is distributed, that every state gets a little from that. Let's say
the states are also independent on all those areas of trying to raise the funds to help their states, and why we use mostly the one for the building of our nation.
So that's what it is. And then, like, sometimes if your state is angels, that's if soldiers, are really lacking, it is the responsibility of the state to get some, like, I know there was some gari, some rice or whatever, to make sure they shouldn't be hungry. And that's what I try to do every time, to make sure, instead of, if I don't have $1 billion, I'm going to divide it million into 250 to give to each and every camp, so that at least they have something for the week to eat till the next week. So we are really doing our best for equitable distribution. That's what it's called.
Yeah, thank you so much, Famdi. So if anyone have any question for Famdi or for me or for, is there any other cabinet members that also want to? Famdi, do you want to talk again about anything about the reporting? I know you already talked about the reporting, right?
Yes, I've talked about the reporting, but all their financial secretaries know how to report every other, accounting. If there's any question for account reporting or anything about finance account, please call me. And then I also have the head of finance department, Honorable Olo. So we are always available. Thank you very much. Okay, if there's any other hand from any cabinet member, you can talk. If not, I'm handing over to the Defense Secretary, Honorable Watcher.
All right. Thank you so much, Famdi, for that wonderful explanation and for trying to put clarity on that for everyone. And I want to remind us that the technique used by the globalist agenda, the globalists and the oppressors and suppressors, the technique they use to label freedom fighters, innocent people that want to remove the shackles of colonialism by their invaders, such as we have in Nigeria, is labeling them sponsoring terrorism. I want everyone to remember this. They will say that you are raising funds to sponsor terrorism. That is the chorus. The chorus they sing, even using some agencies, some well-respected agencies across the world. They use them to tag this label on innocent people that are fighting for the freedom of their people, that are revolting colonialism, that are rejecting colonialism. They tag them terrorist financiers. They are sending money to their part of the world to do this, to do that. But they never, ever ask, who are those occupying those people's land? No, they don't ask that. That's a globalist agenda. That's what they use to intimidate people. Because they've taken bribery from those countries that are suppressive, like Nigeria. They bribe their way everywhere they go. So they collect the money. They're ready to give them billions of dollars just to tag innocent people terrorists. And some of these organizations, I'm not going to mention it, but they know themselves. What they do is to try to tag innocent indigenous citizens as terrorist financiers. I want everyone to pay attention to that. want to pay attention to their capacity to bribe these individuals in those offices to start committing these crimes against human rights and against humanity. So that is what I wanted to bring to the notice. So we just take one or two questions. Other than that, we're going to close for today. And thank you so much for this meeting. Again, we've been having several of these meetings in different formats, in different platforms, some mostly in homeland, some online and all that. But I want everyone to know, the United States of Biafra government, we are both in homeland de facto, we are also in exile. We are in both places. But Biafrans are going home. Many of them are getting ready to go home in their throats. That is why everything we are doing is going to be in the public, because we are a nation. We're not hiding anything from anyone. Anybody that tells you, oh, go hide yourself somewhere in the bush, or don't come out, or go hide your face, that person is the agent of the Nigerian state that wants us to be in hiding while they take over our mineral resources, occupy our land. So all Biafrans, you must come out. You must be on the street. We must confront these common enemies sent by the globalists, by the Nigerian government. And you're not going to confront them when you hide yourself somewhere, or hide yourself in the bush, or hide yourself inside your house, or when we all run away. We all run away from Biafra land. Who is going to be in our land? We can't run no more. We are all going home. We're going to Biafra land. The more we all go home, all Biafrans are encouraged to start getting ready to go home. The more we go home, the more we occupy our land, our people, our territory, the more the terrorists are going to be removed from our land. There are just no two ways about it. Honorable Mrs. Ogochi, go ahead.
Good evening, DPM. Good evening, cabinet members. Good evening, governors and de facto executives. Good evening, Biafrans. DPM have said what's needed to be said, but all I'm going to add is, at this time in our journey, we have to start reasoning critically. As she said, CLC has been dissolved. There's no need organizing yourself and creating chaos. Briggy is now under USB. There's no need creating chaos. Because whether we like it or not, the United States of Biafra is what the world is looking at to lead this new nation. All this saga on X, on YouTube, on TikTok, it has to stop. If you truly respect our PM, who asked our DPM to look after the house until he joins us, do the right thing. Stop yabbing on social media. It's not helping. It's so stupid the way some of us talk on social media. There's no responsibility, there's no accountability, there's no discipline. In your name, you don't want a Biafra that is polished, because you're doing the same thing Nigeria is doing. Don't you want to discipline yourself? Our DPM, in as much as she's carrying so much load, our DPM is showing us what it means to organize and lead the nation. On social media. So we're like I'm making heavy matter. When there's on social media. Respect yourself, humble yourself, because this is United States of Biafra is what the nation is looking at, what the world is looking at, and that is where we're going. Who needs this is on social media? This is all I'm going to say. And the DM has given the warning. Stop what you're doing on social media, but all of you, you are not listening. You are not listening. Whether you like it or not, United States of Biafra is where we stand. And the earlier you understand that into your core, the better for you. Because there's no other way. We have one government. No, now ambassador on social media. You know, you are even worse than Nigeria in our eyes in Apple. Ma nwoke na nwaanyị emepe ọ na na-ekwu iri zuzu wenu mma ahụ onye nọ na-elid onye ọ na-achọrọ ilid Biafra ma ndị ọ kwesịrị ma ndị na-amaghị ihe a na-eme apụta na-ekwu Biafra nke atagbuola onwe ya n'ahụhụ. We have one government, and that's where we're heading to, and that's where we are. All the country of the world, they are looking up to United States of Biafra because they know that is where we are. CRC was dissolved by the cabinet, even before the declaration of Biafra. Still in this Briggy is into United States of Biafra. Still, onye na-akpọ ya nwe ya AP whatever, APC or APM, when Jesus is in now, it's no longer funny. It's no longer funny. Do the right thing. Because we are going home. Manana go no na ha no manu na ekwo mu na ekwo ho. Ka ha gbasosiro no. This is the way on this is on social media. We are going home. And the United States of Biafra is leading us home. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Omeja, go ahead, please. Omeja, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, my DPM. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good evening, my DPM. Good evening, the Secretary of Defense, family. I recognize everyone who is present here. My co-governors, I greet each and every one of us here. I don't want to waste much of our time. I just want to ask a question. Where we are, things are getting out of. Right now, our brothers who are here, because some of them will see you, they will tell you that Simon Ibai is a terrorist. The last time I had I picked up a fight with one of them here, and we battled it. So I want to ask, if anyone called our PM terrorists, do we have the right to counter them for? In fact, what do we do whenever they give the attempt calling our PM terrorists? That is my question.
Yeah, so let me quickly answer that question. Thank you so much. You have to first of all know that at every step of the way that we have tried to restore our country, the Nigerian state has used Biafrans inside us to destabilize what we are doing. Nigerian state cannot use a Fulani person or an Hausa person or a Yoruba person to disturb our work. They will use a Biafran. And then ask yourself, what do you think that Biafran will be doing? Do you think that Biafran will come out and tell you that Simon Ekpa is our leader, he's a freedom fighter? Onye Nnamdi Kanu is our leader, he's a freedom fighter. Dr. Obweze is our leader, a freedom fighter. Do you think they will tell you that the person that is paid by Christopher Musa to come and disrupt and make sure Biafra does not come, so that they will continue to milk our natural resources and ship it abroad and buy the best of homes all over the world. Do you think they will do that?
No, ma'am.
Exactly. So what will they do? They will come and label us terrorists. That's the question you just asked. Any person, I'm not even going to even say Biafras, anybody that refers to Simon Eber a terrorist or is an agent of the Nigerian government, just like Finland did. Any individual that refers to any of you or I or Yendu or Simon Eber as a terrorist is an agent of the Nigerian state. The only difference is that you may have seen them walking, pretending to be looking for Biafra or trying to be around these leaders to be seeking for Biafra. But their major task, what they are paid to do, is to make sure Biafra does not come. Again, from the explanations I'm giving here, we are not terrorists. Simon Eber is not a terrorist. Anybody that labels or calls any of us, any genuine Biafran terrorist, that person is working for the Nigerian state. Think of what China Samoa, Benjamin Maluku, the more powerful, all this. Think of what they've done in the past. What is it? Aloy for the lawyer, the one that was fired by Nnamdi Kanu. Think about the role they've played in our restoration. But are they not saying that they are looking for freedom? Are they not saying that they are looking for Biafra? Isn't that what they were saying? Wasn't that why they were following Onyeka everywhere? So it is always there, whether around Onyeka, whether around Obatobia, whether around Owaswike, even whether around Ojukwu. There are always Biafrans that sabotage the restoration of Biafra. So what will they call them? They will call them terrorists. So they lack understanding. Those people that do that, they lack understanding. They need, I don't know the kind of help they need, but they not only lack understanding, they allow themselves to be used. Because what the legitimized governors, they know that Biafra is already here. They are losing power. They are losing popularity. What do you think they will do? They will become more aggressive. It's just one of the laws of rejection. When you are rejecting somebody, what do? They will become very aggressive, most of them. So that is what the legitimized governors are doing. So at the point of becoming more aggressive, what do? They will do everything possible to remain in power. So they will look for Biafrans that they can bribe. Again, I want to use this opportunity to tell Biafrans. I saw this notice of somebody, the Enugu State, the legitimized governor, that is trying to hire some people for opposition or something. There is a notice, government of the legitimized governor of Enugu Forest Guard, Nigerian Forest Security Guard, Forest Guard. There's nothing like Forest Guard in Biafra now. Nobody. No genuine Biafra must join this call by the delegitimized governor of Enugu State. Remember, they are delegitimized. All the governors in South part of Nigeria in Biafra land, they are already legitimized. We had a vote, remember, with Obatobia, where we voted them out. So do not forget. That's why we call them the legitimized governments. So this notice by this the legitimized Enugu State governor looking for Forest Guard corps, also known as Nigerian Forest Security Guard, recruitment, screening. There's any of you that join this Forest Guard thing, you have yourself to blame. That guy is a terrorist because that Enugu State governor is under the political party that been declared terrorist by the Canada court. He has no basis for what he's doing. United States of Biafra citizens We don't do forest guard because their plot is to put you inside the bush. We are bringing everybody out from the bush. Anybody that tells you they're going to put you inside the bush is an agent of Nigerian state and Tinubu government. Do not be involved in that. Do not allow them to put you there. It's nothing like forest guard. All Biafrans in the forest, we are attempting to bring all of them out to be on the streets of Biafra, to take care of your 40 states. So no Biafran should be part of this Enugu State Forest Guard Corps, also known as Nigeria Forest Security Guard. It's a Nigerian thing. And what will they do? They will hire you. When you don't do the things they want you to do, they will kill you. Serve Nigeria and come back in shape. You all remember the home of that's one of them, who they say is the head of their they went and burned down his whole house. You join them. When you don't do what they tell you, they will kill you. They will burn down your home. So there's nothing like forest guard in their land. Again, I want to use this opportunity, call your brothers, your sisters, your family members, anything in Enugu State. There is nothing like forest guard. If you have been there with them, you must leave immediately. Tell them you are not going to be part of this. Ask for your state governor of the United States of Biafra government. Look for your United States of Biafra government. Look for the governor. And the governor will tell you what to do if you want to protect Enugu State. Yes. Do not join them. They will use you, they will kill you, they will kill your family members. Because these are Tinubu's men. They are the ones that have locked up our men in DSS dungeons, in the military barracks, in police stations. Do not join them. If they offer you $1 million, do not join them because you will lose your life in the process of that. All of you are aware of the innocent people that were killed in Main Market Onisha by the legitimized Soludo government a few days ago. Is that what you want? They will send you to go and kill your own people who are Biafrans. Their major target is to stop Biafra, but Biafra can never be stopped. So no matter the practice, no matter the name, no matter how they frame it, their major tactics is to bring you to fight them, to fight for them, to cover them. When they do this evil, when they plan this evil election, they are planning in Anambra State. Do not join them. The only election that will happen in Anambra or the Anambra State is the election from either Omambala State or the state of Odinebu or the state of Ikeda. These are the three states that we are in the old Anambra State. And some of the governors in this state have already declared their readiness to conduct their first election in Biafra land. So do not join this forest guard or anything. So for the person that asked that question, please, anyone that uses that word is a terrorist agent or is working for the terrorist state of Nigeria. Do not pay any attention to them. No sensible person will do something like that. What Benjamin Umalibu, what China Samuel is doing, what China Samuel is doing, what Benjamin Umalibu is doing, what Ejofo is doing, all these people that are pretending, calling us, because if they call someone else terrorists, they will also call us terrorists. What they are doing is doing what the Nigerian state has paid them to do. They don't want Biafra. They want to be collecting money from the legitimized governors that are holding your oil and giving them that money to satisfy them. Why? Disenfranchising your people and yourself from your natural resources that God has given us. So that is what they do. So, Frankie, go ahead.
I just want to add one thing for the administrators and the forum. If you have such a person and they're very disruptive and they're using such words, the administrator should please, take them out of the forum. That forum belongs to USB. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let me put the fence. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you much, our Commander-in-Chief,
of the USB Defense Forces for everything you do for us. Thank you, honorable cabinet members present, and thank you, my commanders. I'm going to address the commanders briefly here. Today, commanders, today we stand not merely as warriors, but as guardians of a cause rather than ourselves. Our mission is not driven by vengeance, chaos, or conquest. It is anchored in justice, dignity, and the liberation of our people. And with that sacred mission comes a sacred responsibility to fight with honor. Rules of engagement are not restrictions. They are our shield of legitimacy. They distinguish us from those who abuse power. They ensure that our fight remains righteous, our actions defensible, and our legacy untarnished. Let it be known, we do not target civilians. The innocent are never our enemy, unlike our enemies, unlike those who are coming to kill us. Every life we protect strengthens our cause. Every life we end unjustly weakens it. We respect the laws of war. Prisoners are treated humanely. Property is not plundered or set on fire, unlike our enemies that come to kill us and burn our houses and markets. We do not descend into tactics of tyranny. We act with discipline. Others are followed. But conscience is never abandoned. If a command violates our principles, it must be questioned. We seek peace, not perpetual war. Our goal is not endless conflict, but a just resolution. We fight so that one day we no longer have to. We hold ourselves accountable. Mistakes will happen, but cover-ups will not. We investigate, we learn, we correct. Let our enemies fear our resolve, but let the world respect our resistance. Let history record that we were fierce but fair, that we were relentless but righteous. You are not just fighters, you are the embodiment of a future worth building. Carry that weight with pride and with precision. Now go forth, not just to win battles, but to win the moral war. Victory is not just in the outcome, it is how we fight. So I just want to thank all of you for everything that we do. It's not easy, and I thank you all for the time you spent at the answer of your family members. I know the sacrifices that you do, but knowing that we are fighting for so that the Fulanis and the terrorists in army uniform will not take over our land and turn us into armadillos. That we cannot afford. So, Biafrans, so I just want to make sure that you just understand that we're not sitting down doing nothing, that many people seem to believe. We are working, but we're not showing what we do in the social media. These are our defenders. We're not here for social media. So we're here to do the needful, to defend our land, and to remove all these invaders out of our land. We are now a country rightfully declared back in November 29, 2024. So we have the right to defend this land. So I just want everyone to know that what is coming, is something that everybody will understand, that we're not wasting time, and we're not laughing, and we're not joking. We mean what we mean. We now want to go home to our country and enjoy the land. And because Nigeria can survive without Biafra. So you don't need to be in Biafra to survive. We have all the natural resources in the north. So we have everything. You have to stop bringing your trucks, bringing your armies, bringing terrorists into our land to kill us. So that must stop. We're going to defend this land. We're not stopping. It can hold our leaders. It can hold our PM. Once and whenever, it can hold him there thinking that will solve the problem. That will not solve the problem. You can hold Mazinan Ekano, our leader, the whole state, and put him in the dungeon, the DSS dungeon, thinking that will solve the problem. That will not solve the problem. All your stooges, in the name of the governors in Southeast and South region, the Biafra land, so they cannot solve the problem. They bring in the committing crimes against humanity, and that will not end ICC one day. So we are telling you that to solve this problem, you know what to do. Either you take what we did already in our referendum, which was passed and voted for over 50 million people, Biafrans, agreed that they want to go their own separate ways. 100 years has passed. Back in 2014, that was the end of the amalgamation. The 100 years, and after 100 years, if you cannot stick together, you can separate. That has passed. So that's the law. Why can't you follow the law? We are following the law because we say that the end is already passed. So now we have to go. And if you don't want us to go, we have to go by force. Any means available to us, we will use it. Even if we have to use our machetes to face our armored vehicles, we'll use it. Because that's what Martin said. We'll carry our machete and come and meet you in the road, in our land. Because the God of Biafra will continue to protect us, protect our men on ground. So I just want everyone, Biafrans, to just remain resolute. Do not despair. Do not think twice that this freedom that we've already gotten will be defended. We will defend the land. Thank you very much, commanders. I appreciate all you do. Please be resolute. We will win this war. We are winning already. We will win. As whoever they are, what they call it. So the one that come home, come to our place, we go. We must leave our place because they are strangers. And because they're strangers and we don't want anyone, so they must leave our land. I thank you very much. Thank you, DPM. Thank you, Biafrans. We're moving forward. All right, Biafra.
Thank you so much, Honorable Defense Secretary. That was a very good one. And again, what better Defense Secretary for the United States of Biafra government? Those are people that God has created to make sure that our nation is fully protected legally in the right way. Again, just like he rightly said, everything is not about Eduakanon. There is so much that we are doing. We must use everything possible legally to protect our land. And as a Biafra defense person, the humility is more important to Biafrans. For Biafrans to know, to have the trust in you that you can protect every Biafran with the international humanitarian law that the defense is teaching all the Biafran defense too. You are even supposed to protect your enemy at a certain point. That is the country we are building. That is the country, that is the defense that our Honorable Solomon Kocha is building. The training that our Biafran defense got through the IHL teaches them something that many of us never knew before. I learn every day. All the cabinets are learning every day. All the Biafrans are learning every day. I gave an example the other day of one of the trainings that we went through. That teaches us even when your enemy surrenders, you cannot touch the enemy anymore. Many of us were in that training. We learn every day. When your enemy surrenders and hands up, you cannot do nothing. You can't kill that enemy. That's the level that the United States of Biafra defends. They are, majority of them. They learn this every single day. The trainings we conduct, both weekly, both bi-weekly, both monthly, they are part of that. Not because they don't know how to buy wasabosa, but because that is what we need to build the nation and the respect we have, the respect we need from all other countries in the world. So if you are trained by the United States of Biafra defense, that when your enemy surrenders, you don't touch them. Talk less. How dare you touch your fellow Biafran soldier, or your fellow Biafran defense? How dare you touch him or her? Talk less of. Most civilian. That is a failure right there on your own part. How can a Biafran civilian trust you as a defense, somebody that defends his or our life, and the person will be scared to be around you. The person will be scared to be in the same country with you. That is an outright failure on your own part. And therefore, we are not building that type of defense. Again, do not get me wrong. Nigeria is a lawless state. Nigeria does not follow any rules of engagement. And at some point, when they go that way, we go that way with them too. So do not be deceived. Do not be carried away. Our case is a peculiar case. But we are building the best military in the world, in Africa. Their friends must be respected. Our military must be respected. Our defense must be respected. But we cannot respect a defense that brings what the United States of Biafra defense is teaching and preaching on the Biafra people. No, we cannot protect such people. We cannot defend such people. We have rules. We cannot build a country where everyone just does whatever they want. And the people that are encouraging them to do this are some people that's the so-called people working for Biafra restoration. And why are they doing that? They don't want Biafra to come. That is just the basic. Because they've run this kind of system for so long over the years that they've become comfortable in disrupting the restoration of Biafra, but not this time around. Anybody that plans to disrupt this new nation, this beautiful nation we are already building, we are already restoring, the person needs to leave Biafra land. The choice is theirs. Either you follow the rules laid down by the government, or you pack your things and leave Biafra land. There is western part of Nigeria, there is middle belt, there's northern part of Nigeria. Anywhere you feel comfortable, you can move there. But as long as you are in Biafra land, you must, capital, follow the rules laid down by the United States of Biafra government. We'll just take those two hands and that will be it, please. No other question, because we got to go. Enter Biafra, and then I'll tell you, those are just the last two. Please, we have to end. We already overstayed by 18 minutes. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Good morning, doctor. I would like some of you to done.
You're breaking up.
Your network has issues.
On my part,
No.
should I continue?
Okay, try one more time.
Okay, is it good? All right. My question is two questions I want to ask. One is for our financial scale and one for our DPM. First, I want to ask, as a financial secretary for the state, are we still reporting our finance report to former?
What state are you? Hello?
Yeah, we lost you. We can't hear you. Tell me, go ahead, please. 2 minutes so we can close. We can't hear you. I think it's...
Yeah, are we still reporting?
You're breaking up. Enter Biafra. We can't hear you. Go ahead, Teddy.
Okay. Great Biafra, salute all one of you here. Salute the DPM
Enter Biafra. You can text your question on the chat.
and all the cabinet members here, and the governors and the state functionaries and these particular gathering. I must tell you, actually, I'm very proud of Secretary of Defense for the speech just made. So motivational for the new command. New command structure that is being formulated for the Biafran state. Honestly, I will tell you that everything there, telling all the commanders and the stratified layers of the commands in every state, for the state of Biafra. It makes sense. We have commanders at the state level, county level, and so on and so forth to the ward level. That makes sense. Again, what I may advise is the commanders and all the soldiers that are so far established is that they should look at themselves probably as the first among equals. They shouldn't. I know the military structure, everything is based on instructions and obedience. But they should actually look at the subordinates as equally, team members or stakeholders in the delivery of the defense of the Biafra state. They shouldn't actually do a lot of things like the stories of the previous commander or the triple general or whatever, punishing and degrading the people under him. That's not the way commanders do. So we should look at this structure right now as even though we are defending our land, we have to look at people under us, respect them, not actually doing things that will degrade them in such a way that their morale will be low. These are actually an advice I have for the new commanders and everybody. Just, ensure that the people under you are respected and you know that everything that will make you deliver the mandate of, defending the people. I will tell you one simple story about, I don't know whether you've heard it, the Huns. The Huns are actually a barbaric set of people living in around Central Asia to Eastern Europe and so on and so forth. They're so powerful militarily. They were defeating people around that area. And how are they doing that? And how did they achieve all the feats? They have a general commander, Attila. Attila is so powerful and so respected in those areas. And how do they achieve the respect? He respects every of the commanders under him. To the extent that the rank and file, the lowest people are equally respected by him. The Attila has the same chariot, decoration as every other member of his troop. Decorates all the chariots to get the same way. So enemies will not know who is the Attila the Hun, who is the general commander, and the people under him. Because everybody look alike. At that time, what they were doing is if you capture the general commander, the whole thing is done. You've won the battle. So you have to do it in such a way that you respect people. If you are carrying fine walking stick, you make sure that every other person there will have the same kind of walking stick.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Teddy. Thank you so much. I think we just have 2 minutes, but then I think your message is right there.
Okay, sorry. I'm just kind of I've not finished saying what I was saying, but what I'm trying to.
That's why I'm in 1 minute. 30 seconds. We gotta do this.
Okay, what I'm hammering on is respect and making sure that they respect people under them, the commands
and equally motivate them in such a way to go and deliver the defense of this Biafra land.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And again, one thing we have to be very clear is either you are for the new nation, for the real Biafra, or you are not. There are no two ways about it. Okay, excuse me. Either you are in or you are out. If you like, shout that you're looking for Biafra 1 million times. You don't move genuine Biafrans. Again, I keep giving an example. People like Benjamin Madubuko, China Saworu, Ike Guruago, some of these people, these failures that pretend to be looking for Biafra. But what are they doing? They collude with the legitimized governors planted by Christopher Musa Tinubu to stop Biafra from coming. So either you are with them, the DOS, or you are not. We respect all our defense team. Those that worked in the liberation phase, I respect all of them. Any person that genuinely worked with Obatobie, I respect the person. And Biafrans respect the person. But if you deviate one bit, you deviate from the instruction of Obatobie, then you are enemy of the people. You cannot say you value Onyedu now you support him, and then you disrespect Obatobie or you disrespect Dr. Robinson. That means you've deviated. There are no two ways about it. So that respect, their friends have given you. It is very, very critical. It's very important you maintain and carry that respect to the promised land we have conquered, so that you'll be happy, so that Biafrans will respect you, so that what you do is not going to be out of order from what the Prime Minister has ordered. There's only one government now, this United States of Biafra government. Everything under this government is the only thing that Obatobie will approve. I promise you that. Anybody that is telling you there's something else or somewhere else, and if the person is deceiving you, so there is nothing. Unless you are working for the legitimized governors, unless there are people who are sponsoring you separately, and it is okay. It is okay. If there's somebody sponsoring you, you want to be loyal to the person, that is okay, as long as you do not disturb the functioning of the United States of Biafra government. As long as you allow Biafrans to protect their land, to be in their foreign states. Because some of those that claim they are following Obatobie, they are following, they don't even believe in the foreign state of Biafra created by our Prime Minister. How can you be so deceitful? How can you be so deceitful? While the PM was around, you were hovering around him. You were part of the foreign state. You were asking him about the foreign state. Then when he's not there, no, you don't believe in the foreign state. You want to do your own thing. You wear Wednesday. Everybody wants to be king. You wear Wednesday. Everybody wants to be the leader. That is their problem. But in this king answer, that will never happen. Again, you can move to the west. You can move to the north. You can move to the middle belt. But this Biafra, this United States of Biafra, that Onyedu Nnamdi is the leader, Simon Ekpa is the Prime Minister, I am the Deputy Prime Minister, the surrogate. There is nothing outside this line you will do that you'll be successful. I promise you that. So if your plan is to keep on buying time, to disturb, to manipulate, to distract what we are doing, I'm telling you, you better turn around immediately. It is for your own good. It is for your own good. We respect everyone. But if there's anyone that the Prime Minister has said, has suspended for any reason, you cannot go and romance that person and expect Dr. Robinson to just allow you to continue to do that. That is not going to happen. because that means why you were following up until they were only pretending, or you were just afraid. You were not loyal. That is what we call being loyal to the nation, being loyal to this new nation of the United States of Biafra. If your loyalty is not on this government, then you are an enemy of the people. Enter Biafra 1 minute, please. So we'll ask your question, then we'll go.
Okay, thank you. I believe this one is okay now. Using another device.
Yes.
It's better.
Okay. I thank you, DPM, for what you do, for your steadfastness, and also for Fambiana. I thank you also for being the backbone, always been there, showing yourself in the video, giving us motivation. We love what you do also, and for other cabinet members. I thank you all. My question goes to Fambi and also for DPM. First, as a financial secretary of Homeland for the states, are we still expected to report our financial update to Honorable Mobazi Shikezi? This for Fambi.
Ever since the misunderstanding of the Ahmadike, he hasn't communicated, and then he seemed to be on a different mandate right now from what he's been saying. So, but I've been taking care of the records. So if you have any question, you can ask me. I'm always there.
All right, thank you. Second, for DPM, is there anything to do with our county closure? Is there anything to do to reverse it? Because that is where we'll give information to the grassroots, and not everything will pass on to the states. So, is there anything we're going to do? Some people are asking this question: how are we going to do?
Okay.
And okay, continue.
For the county platforms, right?
Yes.
Okay, so for the county platforms, remember what happened the last time we closed it down is that we discovered that there are some people who are not following the government. What they're doing is to go around and open different platforms and then use that to manipulate and deceive innocent Biafrans. So people were joining when they see their county, the name that is familiar to them, they join them, not knowing that some of these county platforms were opened up by some of these people that are not part of the government, that are deceiving people. That was why we requested that time for that to be closed down. But I think we can reconsider opening of those county platforms. But what I'm going to suggest is all the county chair people, all the county chairpersons that wanted their county to be opened up, you have to contact me. Any county chair that needed their county to be opened up, you contact me, and then we'll discuss about that. Because we don't want to make sure that the only county platforms that are open are the platforms that are actually under the United States of Biafra government. Yeah, just contact me for approval. There are 1 or 2 questions that you may need to clarify. Then we can give authorization for that to happen. Yeah, but I think that's a good one because I believe it's not everything the counties want to discuss on the general platform, and sometimes people feel more comfortable discussing certain things at the county level. Yeah. But any county chair that wants to open up the county platform, just you can send me a text or contact me after. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Lastly, for our state, is there any way you can
What's your state?
make someone in our state who is active admit Omambra State?
Okay. Any way to do what?
Omambra State. Because to make someone that is active admin, because sometimes not every time we have to reach SOS or it's not online to remove or monitor some things, and also you also.
Are you
so
the
there's some
state?
things you need to be doing.
Are you the state administrator?
studied
What's your position in your state?
financial sector.
Okay. Yeah, discuss with your governor. Yeah, we can add somebody as an admin on the WhatsApp, not on the Telegram, because it's easier to control the WhatsApp than the Telegram. We have some people when we officially open the Telegram platform, and then we allow them to be admin. Eventually, they become a problem, so they destroy those platforms. So for Telegram, for now, we're not allowing any other person except those approved, the IT person, and just you to be the admin. But for WhatsApp, we can add admins in WhatsApp because that one we can easily manage.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. The last thing I want to talk about for the state governors, the survival whistle, they started planning the distribution process. We have the survival whistle committee headed by Famdi, who is in charge of that committee. I think it's Ulo. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know that there's a committee. Okay, so we have several members here. Okay, so for the state governors that want to get your own state, because they're going to be divided in state by state. I think they've shared it like so many thousands per state. You have to contact either Famdi, your name is there too. Honorable Sister Newune, the Foreign Affairs Director at Washington. Honorable Gozier, the Sports Minister, Pastor Rose, and then Honorable Olong. These are the committee members for the survival whistle. So maybe by next week, because they are trying to do all the audit and all that. So from next week, all the state governors and I think the county heads are going to be involved in that. You can contact any of those individuals that I called to ensure that your state allocation, you send the right person to go pick up the state allocation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you everyone for being at this wonderful, beautiful meeting of the United States of Biafra executives and county chairs. And on that note, I thank you all for coming today, and may God bless you all. We will see you on Saturday during our fundraising. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.